Founder of Power Your Research, an academic branding company where I help academics and educators increase their visibility, authority, and income without the expense of a publicist. And today I'm talking about academics and professors who feel overworked, overwhelmed, feel stretched too thin. And I want to give you three strategies to implement so that on your journey to success and building your brand or just trying to run a side business, you reach your destination as a happy, healthy person that is not overwhelmed, not stressed, and not burnt out, because this is an important part of being successful, is to do it in a way that aligns with the best emotional and physical version of yourself. And the reason why I'm doing this video is because I just got off a coaching call with a client who's doing amazing work. She's killing it. I've been working with her for a year now, and I'm just so proud of her progress. But she told me that she felt like she was stretched too thin. And so I paused and decided in that call to take a deeper dive into why she was feeling stretched too thin. And one of the things that she recognized is that she says yes to far too many things. And she said, I say yes to things that I really shouldn't. And, one of the examples she gave is that someone wanted her to be a second editor on a book, and the book was kind of in line with her brand building strategy and what she's doing in her business, but it wasn't perfectly aligned. Like, this wasn't actually her subject area. It was kind of similar but not really, and so it became an overwhelming process for her. And one of her homework items that I gave her was to drop out of working on this project, and I informed her that next time, at the very beginning, she should say, this looks like an amazing opportunity. It's not quite right for me. And when you start turning down things that are not in alignment with where you're trying to go, you actually build a bigger, stronger network, because now you can send work and opportunities to other people who it would be better in line with. And you're creating a quicker path to your version of success because you're not working on these distractions, because you're no longer saying yes to far too many things. So here are the three things I counseled her on to incorporate into just her way of being, her way of operating in the world, right? Her way of being a professor and running her business. The first is self care and building in self care. Having something to look forward to that doesn't have to do with work, something for you that you can build in every day and every month. And it doesn't have to be anything big or expensive. For me, I look forward to taking my walks every day. That doesn't cost me anything, and it's something that I can do for me. Even on my walks, I could either do a silent walk or I could listen to my favorite podcast. Every month, it's a massage. I'm going to make sure I have the massage to look forward to once a month, because we're doing things, we're working hard, we're making things happen. We have to have something to look forward to that doesn't involve work. So the first tip is going to be incorporating self-care as a part of your to-do list, as a part of your everydayness, not something that you think about after you're already burnt out or overworked or overwhelmed. Self-care should not be a reactive thing, something you do after you're already stressed. It should be something that is incorporated into your day to day. And when we talk about self care, it's something that you do that's not related to work, but also something that's not going, in my opinion, it should be something that's not going to make things worse for you. Like, I had a client say she did retail therapy. Well, that's okay if you have the money for your self-care to be retail therapy. But if you're going out and buying lots of things that you don't need and it's not making you feel better, or is actually draining your bank account, that's not self-care. That's actually self-harm. So we want to do things that actually will result in you taking your mind off of work and feeling good. So that's the first thing you want to incorporate if you're an academic or professor that is feeling overwhelmed. The second thing you want to incorporate that is super important is saying no. Okay. And I'm like writing it down for myself in my notebook, and being okay with saying no. So, in the example that I gave at the beginning of this video with my client, at the beginning, she should have said no to that book opportunity. But the problem is, we feel bad about saying no. So we say no and then we feel like, oh man, whatever our negative thoughts are that we're telling ourselves for saying no, you have to let go of that subjective reality. Because the reality is you could say no and share this opportunity with someone in your network that is a better fit, and this is how you get your power back, because now you're helping other people in your network get opportunities that they would not have gotten if you didn't send that opportunity to them. So and you're saying no to one thing, you're saying yes to helping someone else out, and you should not feel bad about it. So you need to set boundaries around what you're saying yes and no to. You need to set boundaries in terms of how you're setting up your schedule. I couldn't run my Power Your Research company and run my writing company if I just let people schedule meetings with me whenever they want it. I have a calendar. These are my available times. This is when I can meet with you. And those are the only times that I can meet with you. So setting boundaries is the first step, but not feeling bad about those boundaries that you are setting. And then the third thing is outsourcing. So my audience are people with master's degrees and PhDs. And when you've been in education that long, you're told that outsourcing is bad. If you get someone to write your paper, that's cheating. You can get kicked out of the program, you can get kicked out of your class, you could fail the class. But in business and outside of the in the classroom world, outsourcing is the only way that you can make this work in terms of success. You should be outsourcing as much as you can afford and outsourcing the things that you're not an expert in. So my client, we're having her outsource her mailing list, outsource things like having someone to create graphics for her and post testimonials. Those are not things she's passionate about, her subject matter, not about the day-to-dayness of running the business and getting the systems in place. And so a lot of times as academics, the thing I'm working with clients is unlearning some of the things that we've been taught are true and correct, because they're actually complete opposite when it comes to building a brand and building your business. So in the business world, you want to outsource as much as possible. And even in your personal life, if you can outsource laundry, cleaning, all those types of things, that's great because it frees up time for you to do the things that you love, because the overwhelmingness of it all and the burning out of it all comes from you trying to do too much, especially if you have kids and that kind of thing. So boundaries, self-care, and outsourcing in no particular order are the keys. Okay, so I hope this helps, and you have an amazing